Hello and
I
welcome
didn't write
to.
down any of those names.
Keep it in. Keep it in.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. If you want to find us on social media, we're on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Casting Roles ILM. Our videos are uploaded on our YouTube every Friday. But let's go ahead and start the show. So ticket.
¿Estás listos?
You're really good at that, Ronnie.
doing it.
Amazing.
Don't tell her that. She'll think you want to take her out. All right. So ticket takers. So after rescuing Naginda and escaping from the city or the Temple of Suvanar and freeing the city of Azalor from its long slumber, you began a trek towards the Vanishing Isles and Kaimana's home town or community of Haolbi on the Evenstar Isle. Along the way, you reincarnated the twins and discovered kind of their backstory as once Goliaths, but now a halfling and a human in the frozen north area of Alyria, Mystaria, and Xerxes, and kind of helped them come to terms with what had happened, and then are now engaged with trying to help find them a place where they can now call home. You then kind of made your way towards Evenstar Isle, encountered some resistance from the militarized, protected island of the Tide Warders, and then came down low into Evenstar Isle through Duke's Cove, where you met Duke, also known as the Great Kahanamoku, the gargantuan cuttlefish who guards the bay and helps prevent ships like the Tide Warders from coming in and bothering the Lutrinians. But where we ended on the last session, you guys were heading in towards the dwarf section of the city, a large smattering and a collection of double-hulled canoes bound together by ropes and kind of ladder spaces going between them, and then a few built structures that connect it to the main city. Off in the distance, you saw people surfing at the black sandy beaches, including a large gnollish figure who was surrounded by bobbing heads in the ocean of Lutrinians watching him in the waves. But ticket takers, I think we're in the late afternoon or early afternoon period at this time. As you approach the docks, what would you like to do?
Yuri, I'm kind of nervous.
You nervous about seeing your family again?
Yeah. Like,
I mean, they're gonna be like happy to see you, right?
yes, but like I didn't message any of them.
I mean, why didn't you? Were you like thinking about being more independent? Like, was it?
Well, they're probably gonna freak out, and I like. Yes, I've been putting that off the last feeling of that.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but it's only gonna go one way. So
Why don't I just shape like a bird or something?
I will get the harness again. I will put you in it. I don't think you want to meet your family like that. So
Why are you nervous to see your family again, Kaimana?
Can't hear you.
your sound is gone for some
Mic
reason.
sound's gone?
No, it's back.
Well, I think you have to speak a little louder. It's a little
Okay,
quieter
move
now.
the mic closer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Atwood's
sorry.
mic is
Yeah.
always like at the very back of the setup. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
right,
Say Mike, and it's right here at my face.
Yeah, me too.
And plus, I was chewing, so I didn't want you guys to hear.
Okay, how's
Why?
that?
Why are you
That's
nervous to
good.
see your
All right.
family?
It's complicated. Like, and they always kind of had plans for me, and I kind of just did my own thing, and then I just vanished one day. So,
I understand. I understand so much. Oh god.
and I just was
I
like,
can
well,
relate. I can relate.
Yeah.
I didn't call them because I was like, well, maybe it's best if they think I just vanished, and nobody ever tried to get in touch with me. So now I'm like a little nervous about just showing back up with like a ship and a load of friends, like nothing happened.
Well, you just have to go in thinking about what you want to get out of it. It's the only reason why we're here is for your side of things.
Okay,
And if
okay.
that's this is your opportunity to do this, and you're not going to get another one for a while because we have to go fight a bunch of bullshit.
Okay.
You know. So, is it going to be more stressful than meeting your mom who's a fae and trapping her in the fucking Feywild after making a fae deal with another guy?
You haven't met my mom.
You know what? Maybe we should just do it right off the bat. No fear. We just go in.
Can you hold my hand?
I can hold your hand the entire time.
Okay.
All right, I grab his little hand.
All right. So the rats pilot the ship towards the docks, and they are, as they're approaching a kind of an open berth within the docks, you just see a smattering of Lutrinians, all roughly Kaimana's size, wearing some kind of like what appears to be the semblance of official garb. So they have very similar kind of not like loincloth style garb that Kaimana is wearing on the lower portions, but they all match, and they have these like feathered kind of collar pieces that wrap around their chests, and they're all holding spears that have pointed tips that seem to be made from whalebone or something on them, and they are approaching the dock portion quickly. For all of you, it just looks like a welcoming brigade of soldiers or guards or something. Kaimana, you recognize immediately that these are the not the Kakoa's guard force. These are the new recruits. They're wearing the new recruit outfits. You, Kaimana, are looking out across this, do not see any of the Kakoa's guard force here. For some reason, only the new recruits are guarding the docks. So as you kind of pull up and Morta and Pestle begin to bind the ship and dock it off, one of the larger of this smattering of 5 or 6, a dark-furred otter Lutrinian with a white smattering of face paint on, kind of comes up and like hits the staff on the ground. Explain your presence here at our dock, please.
Coming home to visit.
And then like Kaimana like appearing over the railing.
Yeah, like that's his head.
Brother,
Like Simba.
are you from brother? Is that Kaimana?
Yes.
Guys, he didn't die.
Not yet.
We had a bet. There was a bet when your canoe vanished after that, that one thing where you fell asleep in the canoe and then it just vanished. We had a bet, and they all said that you died. I did not.
Oh, do we get to share
Share the bet?
the winnings?
Oh, how much was it? And they're like, they're kind of like talking whatever. He's like, it was a bucket of clams.
I'll take one.
Okay, we can make that
Okay.
happen. All right, but sorry, he slams the thing back down. Guys, we have to keep the organizational chart. Okay, he slams the stick on the ground again. Again, please state your arrival and the name of your vessel, please. And who is the captain of this vessel?
I am Captain Kaimana of the Something Ticket This Way Comes, and we are here for a visit.
The moment he says Captain Kaimana, like 5 of the otters at the back, like like roll out laughing at that. And he's like, no, seriously, who is the captain of this vessel, Kaimana?
I'm going to turn and look at all the other ticket takers.
He is our captain.
No, he's the captain. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I do like dancing lights, and I'm like Captain Kaimana, like super booming voice. I'm gonna roll intimidation, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Dree is pissed. How dare they laugh at my friend?
It's going to scare Kaimana, too. You know that, right? If it's enough to scare these guys.
That's a high roll. Hold on, I can't do math, but I got a 24.
So
Intimidation.
as like the booming voice of Juridan comes out and the dancing lights go, the 5 who had been laughing and rolling in the background just like dive off of the deck into the water. And then the one who's like standing like strong kind of backs up for a moment. He says, you've only been gone for 6 months. How did you get a whole ship?
It's a long story. It involves jetpacks and giant beavers.
And I would love for it to involve alcohol. How about we go onto the island?
Oh, first
Cheers.
we have to inspect the ship. Is that right? Was that what Captain said? Do we have to inspect the ship? And he like turns back to, and they're like, yeah, we have to inspect the ship. And it's like, okay, we must inspect the ship for contraband.
What would you call contraband?
Things don't look like they belong here.
I looked back at the other rats.
Okay, so he like kind of comes up the gangplank, and he is just inspecting things.
I'm gonna stand behind him, intimidate
And
him.
now that he's up on the deck of the ship, you all notice like he is almost exactly the same height as Kaimana, but your insight, Mar, this is a child. Like, this is like the Boy Scout version of the city guard.
This is like an 11.
This is because Kaimana's 11. Like in Lutrinians,
No, but like in human years, this is an
human
11
years.
year
Yeah,
old.
this is like I just got my sash in Cub Scouts, like, or Boy Scouts, and I have the leadership patch on my sash, right? Like this is, but he seems to be fulfilling a position or a job. But he is a child.
I'll like help walk him through the inspection.
Okay.
Like not trying to like openly be like, you don't know what you're doing, but I'll just be like, here, follow this. Look over here. Nothing there.
He's like, oh, I see that you met the Duke. And he's like pointing out like cracked floor boards on the side of the ship. I think you got to learn how to communicate with the Duke. He gets really hungry sometimes.
Yeah.
Kaimana was great at communicating.
Oh, Kaimana and the Duke always had a really weird relationship.
What?
Like they like of all the people in the village, like Kaimana was like he would talk to the Duke a lot. He would just.
Why would that be weird?
The flags.
Kaimana is an excellent conversationalist.
You got it, lady.
Can I do an insight check to see what is his vibe with Kaimana?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
That's a 22.
You get the impression, like, one, with a 22, you understand. Kaimana doesn't know who this person is. This is just another like pup in the village to Kaimana.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that like they immediately recognize Kaimana, like they've got like there's like these weird elements that they keep highlighting about Kaimana's appearance and perceptions that like Kaimana is like a freak to them. Like an oddity.
No, it's Mulan. No.
Yeah. But he kind of follows you around and then he gets back up and he's standing over by Kaimana again at the same height as Kaimana. He goes, all right, well, this all looks like it is above board. I think you are free and welcome to disembark into Haoli. You're just in time, Kaimana. Like it's the early spring like festival evening this evening, not to be confused with the one last night, which was the full moon festival. and not the one that's gonna come tomorrow, which is like the birthday festival for Mahaloki. Like, so like tonight's the early spring festival.
Is this the one with or without the pounded taro?
Oh yeah, pounded taro root for tonight, yes. But this one's the story night where we have the story competitions.
Oh, okay, I like this. Yay.
That's my favorite one too. Sometimes they make like popped corn. Yeah.
I like that.
All right. So he kind of like goes back to his officials thing and he welcomes
now,
you all.
I don't recognize him, but so yeah. What is your name again?
Oh, I'm Mahalei.
Thank you so much, Mahalei.
Mm-hmm. And you
Very
recognize
professional.
like from the end of the name there that it's probably like one of your auntie's pups, not one of your mom's pups.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But he kind of welcomes you all into the town, and the wharf section is here before you, and Kaimana, of course, can guide you through if you want to explore the wharf, if you want to go up into the main city proper.
Kaimana.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Before we go in, are there any social faux pas, things we should not do at all? Think really hard about this. Anything at all?
Trying to remember all the things I got in trouble for. Yeah, definitely don't steal the kahuna's headdress. Definitely don't throw poi at the other kids in the kindergarten. Don't steal the war clubs and then use it to crack open macadamia nuts.
Is that the one where the Cocoa chased you all around the village?
No, that was something else.
What was the one where the Cocoa was chasing you around? Because he like he woke up and he was a little drunk and he was chasing you through the village.
No, that was. Why am I telling you?
I heard it was a really good story.
Yeah, maybe you'll hear it tonight.
I'll save it for the competition. Yeah.
All right, I think we can avoid doing those things.
Just be polite and ask permission first. Those are the two big.
Sure, we can do that.
So as you guys are getting ready to disembark, Timolt and Pellinor come up from the lower deck, and they're kind of standing there, and they're just like, "This is a beautiful island, Kaimana.
Oh, thank you.
Is it safe for us to explore while you all are handling your own business?"
Let us go around, let them know that we're here.
Okay.
And then later tonight, I would say that yes, you're free to walk around.
All right.
Let them know that there's strangers here first. I don't want anyone to be surprised by you.
Okay. One of the other little guard ones says, if they just want to go around the wharf, Kaimana, we can like walk them around and maybe get them some food or something.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. And like he kind of reaches up, you can come with me, and like holds out his hand to Timolt and Pellinor, and like or not Timolt and Pellinor, I'm giving wrong names. Xerxes. I'm like looking at.
I was like,
who are you talking about?
I'm so sorry. I'm looking at my list of names. I was like, these two names go together. And I'm like, that's that. No, Xerxes and Mystaria. And he reaches up and takes Mystaria's hand and guides her.
But she's like a halfling, so they're like the same.
Yeah. And like guides her and Xerxes off into the wharf section to go to like one of the local little like lounge, like beachside bar and clam bars, for some food.
I am gonna get my clam that I'm owed though, like before I let them leave.
So they're getting like they're reaching their bags and filling up a bucket with them to hand over to the leader here, and he takes out one of the nice ones and hands it over to Kaimana.
Thank you.
A situation where they're like, all right, turn out your pockets, boys. And just start pulling out clams.
That'll be 30 clams, boys.
I just happen to have this clam on me.
It's not a clam-based society. We'll start there, but yes. All right. So, Kaimana, you can lead them in and take them where you will.
Yeah, I will lead everyone like down around the water's edge first before we go inland. But could I guess why there aren't any adults present?
So if the Kakoa and the men are not there, you assume they're either on a big hunt because there's a festival this evening, but you also know that there's a festival every evening. So, like that's neither here nor there, but maybe they're hunting like a large game, like one of the, like a dinosaur or something that lives on the island, that for tonight's festival.
Gonna let that go. Cool. All right. No one else is gonna react to that. So I felt that I must.
There you go. Or that they might be like, the only other thing is that the Kakoa and his forces are the prime liaison with the lizard folk tribe that lives in the forest around the mountain of Hiomoe. And so there might have been like a kerfuffle with the lizard folk that the Kakoa is having to deal with there. Because the lizard folk refuse to talk to the Makahine because they believe for some reason that they have to talk to the males of the society. So yeah, they're a patrilineal society and they don't like necessarily deal with the women. And so those would be the only two reasons that you could think that they wouldn't be present.
For that reason, I'm not going to go too far inland. We're just going to go around the coast.
Okay, cool. So you want to take the long way up to the city versus climbing up the cave, the cliff. All right, cool. So you guys walk, or Kaimana leads you along a series of kind of walkways and bridges that are built connected to the cliffside. And here the gentle waters of Duke's Cove kind of are lapping up underneath you and hitting the cliff, occasionally spraying you with fresh blue, like ocean spray. But you're going and following around the curve of the cliffs and leaving the wharf behind. And as you get a little bit further distant, the guards separate back off and they begin their normal patrols of the wharfs as you continue to follow around. And eventually this walkway system on the cliffs meets that black sandy beach on the coast. And you step off into these shiny black sand, glittering in the sunlight. The ocean waves here building up now that the Duke is back to his job of being a wave maker on this beach. And you're seeing a few surfers off in the distance, the most notable of which being the gnomish, or not the gnomish, the Nolish figure, but the rest being just Lutrinians like Kaimana. Here, as like you're seeing Lutrinians frolicking and playing, you're seeing all varieties of their society. So there's small pups that are maybe half Kaimana size, just kind of bouncing and flouncing in the water and getting their taste of the waves. You've got like the shaggy, like teenage look ones that are just kind of sitting off by themselves and being a little moody. And then here, finally, adult Lutrinians who all stand at least a good foot taller than Kaimana. Oh, silly. As you guys are approaching the beach, Kaimana, at this point, you see Greg the Knoll coming in on a beautiful barrel or half, barrel wave. And then he comes in and the wave kind of gently crashes into the shore and he just like hops off of his large longboard and kind of pops it down into the sand, and he leans down and immediately like 3 or 4 of his groupies rush forward and are like present him with like a half coconut or a mango, and he's kind of drinking and like chatting with them. Yeah.
Kaimana will wave if he looks in like this direction.
So he kind of like he's got like his knoll hair kind of like shaggy over his eyes, and he kind of just flips it back and he kind of looks up. He's like, "Yeah, dude, is that Kaimana?
Hi, Greg.
Kaimana, what the fuck, man? You were out here surfing with me like what, yesterday, and now you're just gone, and I haven't seen you in like a day, man. Where have you been?"
It's been like 6 months, Greg.
Has it been that long? Oh, man, you lose a lot of time out here on the ocean, Kaimana.
Yeah, don't I know it?
Where you been, man?
It's complicated, but I got a ship.
You got a shit?
Ship.
A ship? Like a boat? Like a canoe? Because
No,
you
like-
lost the canoe. Your
Yeah,
mom's
I
gonna
think
want you to bring that one back, man.
I think I can make up for it. But yeah, no, I got a full airship now.
I think my ears are like full of water. Hold on, come on. And he like taps out his like large floppy knoll ears. He comes back. He's like, oh man, I think I was yelling. Was I yelling?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, good. Kaimana, I got some of that good bush. Do you want it?
Yeah. Well, later.
Okay.
I've got to say hi.
What about your friends? Do they? I mean, I assume you're Kaimana's friends.
Yes, this is Jury, this is Mar, this is Abel, and this is Saurus.
Well, anybody who's a friend of Kaimana is a friend of Greg the Knoll, man.
Greg's really great. He's like,
Thank you, Greg the Knoll.
Yeah. Like I'm just doing the classes right now, Kaimana, and you can see like there's like a small smattering of maybe like 3-year-old Lutrinians on miniature little boards, just like paddling in the shallow waters. And occasionally, like, because the waves here are generated by Duke, and so there's the large waves that the adult swimmers are using, and you just see like one of Duke's tentacles just like gently throwing waves in this direction for the small Lutrinians.
That's so cute.
It's like, well, like Kaimana, like you said 6 months, like maybe this isn't good bush, man. I need to lay off.
Have you ever considered like a planner? Like something that
Oh no, I just like go wherever the sun takes me, right?
for 6 months? 6 months? No.
I mean, that's a lot of waves, and you can get a lot of time out on the ocean in 6 months.
A lot, I guess.
it goes by real quick.
Sure. Sure.
But how is the contest?
Oh, the surfing contest?
Yeah, 'cause
That's
I, like,
tomorrow.
what the one that happened before.
Oh, the other
The
one,
one I
because we do one like every few months or so. No, like I mean I won, like that's fine, Kaimana, but like you were there because you like just disappeared. Maybe that's why I thought you were gone only a day, because like you just disappeared before a contest and now it's a time for a contest again.
I can see that. Yeah.
Man, time is a weird soup, guys.
Greg, do you think I'm ever going to get as big as you if I keep eating my food? like you said?
Absolutely not, Kaimana, but I think you should stay healthy.
Is
Okay.
that why you eat so much food?
You get Greg and my mom and my aunties, they all said that I'm going to grow up big and strong if I keep eating my food.
Greg, is that what you told him?
I mean, you got to give a guy hope.
Not never mind. This is supposed to be chill and it's stressing me out. I'm gonna walk away from this. I like walk towards the ocean, like I'm gonna walk into it.
Greg does lead into you, Kaimana. He's like, I don't like, dude, like, are you like dyeing your hair? Like, what's happening here?
That's just because I'm maturing.
You're still like, oh man, like, am I wrong? Like, you're still like only 11, right?
Yeah, I'm 11.
Oh, still short for your age, man. And he kind of like pats you a little bit.
You should see how big of a moose he can turn in.
Yeah, exactly. I can be real big for my age.
Well, he used to like turn it, like when he was like first like discovered that he had the ability to do things like that. He was like turn into like all kinds of little creatures. You can turn into big things now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I could turn into a moose. I can turn into a Diplopithorus.
Oh, we don't mess with those, man. They stay out in the forests.
I know, because they're big. And no one messes with them because they're big.
Well, the Cocoa can mess with them, but I stay right here with the waves. The Duke will protect me from anything.
The Duke is great.
Like a tentacle just kind of like lifts out of the waves and like drips back down.
Where is everybody? Where are all the Cocoas? Where's the Cocoa and everybody?
Oh man, there was like a big there was a big problem, I think, with the lizard folk. Something happened and they because we share part of the island with them, and then they also live on another island. And then they said that there was one of those incursions from the big wall of shadow, right? And so they had abandoned their island, and so more of them were arriving on ours, and there was a question about resources and stuff. But I don't really think about that stuff that much.
That's not good.
It's so important. What the fuck is happening? Jerry's having a heart attack.
I think your friend needs I don't know, I got some of that good bush Kaimana, or a coconut. You want a coconut?
No.
Coconuts always make me feel better. The world's got problems, but there's always coconuts, man.
Yeah, Jerry, come on, have a coconut.
And do what? He's holding the coconut that's not cracked open.
So he takes it from you again, and he kind of reaches down and grabs a rock and then just smashes the top of it, and then carefully breaks it in two so that the juice doesn't go out. And he says, "You just drink that."
I do feel better with the coconut somehow.
Fresh from the fruit, man.
Make sure you eat the meat in there too. That's good stuff.
Oh, that's very good stuff. Sometimes you want toast it a little bit over a fire or something, even better. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the cacao.
I'm still trying to figure out how you get meat from a plant.
How long ago was the cacao gone?
Has your friend had jackfruit?
No. Let's focus. All right, look at me. I'm snapping at him.
Both of them.
I've got the coconut. I'm how
Start
long?
dangling keys.
Yeah.
How long? Here you go, Source. You try that. How long has it been since the cacao went to that kerfuffle?
That's a cool word. I'm going to add that to my vocabulary.
I'm going to lean into Jury and go, he thought Kaimana was gone for a day and we were asking him about time.
Time is a weird...
Right. Is there someone who's in charge now that they're not here for a minute?
Oh God, don't walk up onto the mainland and talk about the Kakoa being in charge. The Makuahine will probably come for your throats, man.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Where do we find the Makuahine?
Well, I mean, Kaimana's mom's on the Makuahine. You could just go talk to her.
Great. That sounds cool.
You do know that, right, Kaimana? Your mom's only been on there a year. You weren't gone for a year. You just said 6 months, right?
Is less than.
That was one competition ago, not two competitions. I got it. I think we're on the same page now.
Yeah, she made it very clear to me that she was on the Makoi.
That sounds like a threat.
You should butt out Greg.
Hey, no, you'd be nice to Greg. Greg's
okay,
nice.
never mind. Greg, you're fine.
Come on, are you going to hit the waves tomorrow?
Yes.
What about your friends? Are they surfers too? Is that where y'all met?
Kind of, but not really.
What?
On the ocean?
I mean, we met at a competition.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'd love to see you all out there.
I think Jerry would really.
Me?
Yeah, I think he'd be really good at it.
Okay. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's go handle... Where should we go next, Kaimana?
We should probably go actually find the Makuahine.
All right.
My mom.
So Greg says, all right, Kaimana, well, I'll see you tonight at the festival. Got a good story, I hope, for the competition.
Oh, I got a story.
All right. And he kind of gestures to you and then grabs his board and then runs back into the waves and dives in and paddles out just as the Duke sees him paddling out. You see the largest, a 20-foot beautiful swell build up, and he rides it beautifully.
You think I could do that? What are you talking about?
We'll start you on the little one.
It has to be a lot littler than that.
Just a 10-footer, be fine.
And no. No.
Double overhead? Great.
No. All right, we're the people. Let's go. Shuffling you.
Trying to you don't know where you're going, but you're trying to steer Kaimana towards the direction you want to go.
All right. So you lead them up off of the sandy shore here and into a more kind of like dense underbrush. There's tall grasses and ferns and swaying coconut trees here. But there's a clear path that's been cut into the nature that kind of winds up back around to the top of the cliff from this direction. And you guide your friends as you approach the city of Haoli. And here, as you all get a more clear view of the city, you're kind of coming up on the top of the cliff. And then at the backside of the cliff, this kind of descends down into a lower valley that now you can clearly see rises up off into the distance to a conical shaped volcanic structure that's surrounded by a dense jungle far off in the distance. But the city of Haoli kind of fills this valley section here and is surrounded by terraced rice cliffs and farmlands and things on all sides. And you guys are kind of coming in from the western wharf and the plantation regions. So there's the banana trees and the coconut plantations and the pineapple fields are over here, Kaimana. So you're approaching from this direction and you see many buildings here. There are mostly small structures, homes that are some that are round in shape, some square, with beautifully palm frond roofs that kind of go out and protect them from the sun and from the rain. The walls are mud brick for the most part, and occasionally wood. And there are large buildings towards the center of the town structure, which are the meeting halls and the gathering places. And then at the very center of town, a very large open circular space where everyone gathers for festivals and meals and things. But you are approaching the city of Haoli from this direction, Kaimana. So where did you like to guide them?
Oh boy, I really should have taken a hit, Duke. I'm nervous.
Got
Yeah,
this. You can handle this.
Okay.
I mean, you got those other drugs we got in Nuevia too, right?
I don't want to get too stoned.
I mean, that's a good idea before you meet your mom. Maybe I should have been stoned.
Yeah, we're gonna first try to go find the Makoi. Like,
Okay. So you go to the main meeting house. You guide them through the city towards the main meeting house. And while people are looking in your direction at the odd smattering of this group, being led by Kaimana, those with good passive perception, so Soris and Marlowe, immediately pick up on the fact that like there's a look to you all like, oh, that's weird. And then when they see Kaimana, they're like, oh, that's weirder. So so they kind of let you all pass with just the smattering of the knowledge that there is gossiping occurring after your wake goes through the town as you follow. But Kaimana, you guide them towards the center, towards the kind of the meeting hall of the Makue Hine. As you kind of get to that central structure of the town, the large bonfire pit at the center, the seats and chairs and tables that surround it in a very communal fashion, the open air area where you can all meet in the event of rain, and then the Makue Hine meeting hall, which is at the back of the structure, which is a tall building with a kind of a circular roof of palm fronds that then opens down into a more square structure and is lined with not just mud bricks, but also has some metal here and some kind of like design work with bones. You see first, Kaimana, the followers of Kaei, or the Suvenarian clerics, are all kind of around the bonfire, and they are talking to one another or maybe in a prayer. And you notice immediately Kaimana, who's the leader of this group of clerics, but also the current leader of the Makuhine, standing there talking with them as well. You don't see your mother present. This is not a meeting of the Makuhine. This is a meeting of the cleric circle.
Okay. Be very, very quiet, everyone. We don't want to interrupt.
Okay. Yeah. So as you kind of are leading them around this, Kaimana, you realize that the voices are raised in alarm, and there's a few of them who are drawing concern. This is not a prayer meeting as much as it is like a concerned meeting.
Josh, can I like look over and lip read what they're saying?
Yeah. So you kind of look over at the one who kind of looks like the leader, who's in the most formal and beautiful garb here. And she's speaking to another one of the members here. And you see like the words leaving their mouth is the uncharacteristic rainstorms coming out of the veil have increased in magnitude in the last weeks, which is a sign of dark tidings.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so
Finally got to snoop on someone.
Yep. But they kind of continue their meeting, and you lead them around Kaimana to the outskirts and then up to the Makuhine Hall, which the door is open here, and there is a breeze kind of flowing from the island into this space. And it's specifically designed so that heat can escape up through and vanish through the ceiling. And you walk in, and you see not all the members of the Makuhine here. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Shoes off, everybody.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right. So as you approach, you take off your shoes, and you kind of step up into this structure. And Kaimana, you don't see all the members of the Makuhine here, but you do see at the back, Alyria Kahi, your mother.
I am going to like prostrate myself like immediately and just be like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
So like just kind of coming into this space, and at the center of the space, Kaimana prostrating himself.
I follow Kaimana's lead because I don't know what else to do, so I also prostrate myself.
Can I do an insight check on the reactions from the room to tell
Yeah,
if this
I'm
is
looking at
normal behavior or if this is just Kaimana wilding out?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and
Yep.
make an insight
Okay.
check.
It's like Mar, Abel, and Jerry just watching them do this, like, what is happening?
What are the customs? 15.
15. So there are about 6 women in here, kind of just some of them lounging, sitting, a couple of them eating a meal. For the vast majority of this room, they're just like, what normal behavior for this particular Lutrinian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the one that you don't know is Kaimana's mother, who rises in that moment, has a look of shock on their face, has a different response. And it's only when the like flip-flop that's next to her is picked up and thrown and hits Kaimana's head that you realize like they are having a much stronger reaction than Kaimana is. What do you think you're doing? You have been gone for so long and you don't communicate, or you disappear? We thought that you were dead, Kaimana.
I was scared. I'm sorry.
I had all of your brothers and sisters just searching for you for the last... Well, I think we gave up after about a month, but we looked for a while for you. We thought the waves had claimed you.
I mean, they kind of did.
Well, come here.
Like, he's crying.
Oh, I help you up, and I'm like, go.
And so she stands up to her full height, and she is a good foot taller than Kaimana, and she kind of brings him in and pats him. There, just... don't get snot on the new headdress. Where have you been?
So part of the reason I didn't come back is because I really didn't know how to. Because like I fell asleep and the tide came in and it washed the canoe out and I didn't know where I was. And then I woke up in this place called I didn't wake up in Bogtown, but I may as well have woken up in Bogtown. And I didn't have any money to get back, and it was easier to walk inland than to try to make it back home. So I just kept on walking, and I met these people. And I'm gonna point back at the ticket taker.
She kind of like looks over Kaimana at all of you.
And they're my crew.
Well, thank you all for keeping him safe and bringing him home. Kaimana, we've told you so many times that you have to lash the canoe.
Yeah. Or pull it up in the sand, or lash the canoe to a stump or a rock. Yeah. I learned that now. The ship is tied up at the dock right now.
You have another canoe to pay us
No,
back for the one that you lost?
I like message the source and I'm like, will you check if he tied up the ships? will you check? Double check.
They got it.
Okay.
They're
That's
good
fine. We
at
left the-
tying up and gangplanking. They've got that part down.
They have that part down.
No, I have a whole airship. I have so much good stuff, more than one canoe's worth.
Well, which one of you has been responsible for Kaimana for the last 6 months? I would love to personally thank you for bringing him home.
Kaimana brought himself home.
That's
Yep.
so polite. Which of you has been taking care of him?
He's captain of the ship.
Kaimana, can you go outside for a moment?
Why?
Oh, we just need to. I just want to meet your friends.
I'm gonna walk past all of you, and each of you I'm gonna say something different, and it's gonna be like, don't tell them about the tide bond. Don't tell them about like, but it's all like innocuous shit.
About Aramon.
Yeah. Well, no, none of the stuff that's on Mars
nothing
list
important.
of don't tell
Great.
anyone about this stuff.
Well, the time bonds are on the list, so
They are on
check
the list.
again.
Okay.
I guess they're not anymore because we use them, so
Yeah,
that's not really a necessarily thing anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, they're all gone.
But no, it's all innocuous stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't tell him about the spice in the rat.
Yeah.
That's contraband. And as you're kind of walking away, Kaimana, she says, Kaimana, bring me a mango when you come back.
Okay.
And so as he leaves, again, I appreciate your kindness to my son. He is so special. Has he been safe the last few months?
Ma'am, we're with the Adventurers Guild of Alyria, which your son is also a member of. And he has been an incredible founder and asset to our group as we've been dealing with a lot of issues across Alyria and helping a lot of people.
He has interfaced with both Commoner and King.
How many clams did he pay you to put up this?
I don't value clams the way I think that he does. So that wouldn't do any. I wouldn't lie to you. When I first met Kaimana, I did question some of his capabilities, and he completely proved me wrong at every turn.
He is a fierce warrior.
Kaimana he is not a normal Lutrinian. He was born quite sickly, and has never reached his full height. There's always been something odd about his connection to nature. The Mahu, our clerics, have prayed over him for quite some time. He can't read the stars. He cannot navigate. You are telling me that my son, who lost himself in a clear day, not a storm cloud in the sky, and vanished for 6 months, is a leader of some kind of group or organization and has fought evil. You excuse me for doubt.
Everyone. Kaimana has come and talk to kings. Help defend Wavy River. Prevent its fall. It's fought dragons. He has talked to dragons.
Let me propose this. You think what we're saying is a lie, made up, something like that. You have clerics out there?
Mhm.
At tonight's storytelling event, cast Zone of Truth. And we'll tell you the whole story. And if you sense any kind of misdirection there you go.
She
But it
kinda-
won't be.
She leans back for a moment, like, huh. I had always hoped great things for him. But casting Zone of Truth at the storytelling competition would be a bad idea because they are
Yeah,
houses of lies.
yeah, that's probably right.
Right.
But that's the belief you should have in what we're telling you.
Can you explain why he looks so different?
He brought me back from the dead and paid a price, giving me some of his life essence.
She kind of thinks for a moment, and then she looks at one of the lounging, kind of a larger Lutrinian woman in the corner, and she kind of looks back at her. See? I told you, Aloye. He was just a late bloomer. And around this time, Kaimana, you return. And as you are coming in, Kaimana, Paina, the leader of the clerics, comes in. And she's just kind of like, she kicks off of her shoes and she's just stamping in and she's just like, that crowd of ninnies just constantly complaining and biting about things. It's rain. It's just rain. It happens every single day. There's nothing to be concerned about.
Got the mango.
Oh, thank you, Kaimana. And your mother reaches out and she kind of like pats you, kind of, she peels it very like deftly and offers you a piece of it. Oh, I'm so rude. I'm sorry. She covers Kaimana ears. I sent Kaimana off on a little excursion just to get him out of the chamber. Would any of you like anything?
Nope, I'm good. He
Okay.
can stay.
Good.
I have coconut.
Thank you. We can all, and she kind of just like claps for a moment, and then there's a person comes in with like a tray filled with fresh cut pineapple, mango, coconuts that have been slivered and cut, along with cups of coconut juice, or coconut water there for you all. And she says, it seems like there might be a little official business here, but you are free to stay. You've been traveling quite a bit. Paina, they might be able to provide more insight about what's happening. We are such a small island here, and we do not receive news from outside the better part of the world. There has been some concern of late that the Veil has been more active than usual. We've been measuring its moves, and it's been shaking against the hold for the last month or so. That terminology, shaking against the hold, is not something that like rings to any of you, so if you'd want to ask her about that. But you see Paina, a Mahu cleric priestess, they kind of stand there, and it's just like, oh, you all have been to the world at large. What can you tell me? Are we to be concerned about the Veil, or is it just as it's been?
I look at Mar.
I'll go just quickly explain, like, state of the world, the thing at the Blight, the Tide Warriors moving to the Blight, I'll briefly try to get into like arm on his whole thing, but not like try to like expound on that, because I feel like that's a whole different thing than what they're asking, but be like, that is compounding the issue, you know?
Do you tell them about the dragons being woken up?
I hold off on it because she didn't ask.
Yeah.
I don't know what Kaimana wants to tell her on that front.
Yeah. They kind of looked at you and go, perhaps there's more to the lizard folk's story than we've been giving them credit for. I hope the Kakoa's conversations with them are going well.
Because of, like, I guess, island prejudice, I'm gonna lean on, like, Mar to take the lead here, because I feel like her word is going to be respected a bit more. But I will fill in whatever gaps I have to, and also, like, I guess culturally translate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I like definitely like when Kaimana is speaking, I don't say anything. I give him full respect and try to be like, you know, not like be like, oh, what he's like. I'm just like, yes, that.
Mm-hmm. The hyena kind of says, and we do not have the protection of Kaeya in this time. We are so close to the veil here. If you say that it is becoming dangerous, can we protect our island?
I look at Kaimana.
I think we need to get more information first. Whatever we do, we need to make friends with the lizard folk. Because whatever we go through in the future is going to be that much easier if we aren't either fighting 2 wars or also have friends to help us.
The Kakoa might not be the best choice for friend making.
I mean, do you need someone charismatic to like smooth that whole thing over? I can put it on. Oh, I can change my clothes too.
Oh. Well, the lizard folk are quite an interesting bunch. They will not speak to the Makuhine. They will not speak to Mahu.
I think maybe they talk to us more readily because we aren't at first an apparent allied party. We look like strangers. We can maybe be peace brokers.
Well, if the Kakoa returns and brings bad tidings, perhaps we may lean on your expertise as peace brokers. If you've spoken to kings, lizard folk do love to be spoken to as if they are kings.
I'm great at sucking up to people.
I do
that's absolutely true. He's fantastic. You should see it.
I'm gonna lean over.
Why don't you show him, Jury?
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna lean over to Mar and mention whisper. You know, you should if they know who you were a champion, they give a lot of respect. Not that they don't.
You want me to just... Is that a thing I have to start doing now? I just have to start introducing myself with that preface. Is that like a thing? I don't know why I'm asking you, like you have this information.
Maybe not lead with it, but it might come in handy this
time. Okay. If protection is something you're worried about, Naginda, the dragon, has actually recently woken up and is moving forward to wake up his brothers and sisters, which should be happening in the coming days. And having spoken with him, I'm a champion, is that I would, you know, he very much, his goal is obviously to protect everyone from the veil, but especially his concern would be the smaller island nations.
I wonder if Makani knows this. In Kaimana, you know that Makani is the blue dragon who kind of guards over the mountain peak of Himalaya, or Hiamoe. But if you say that the dragons are awake, and you are a servant of Kaea as well?
And I'll
Is that like a descendant of Nikita?
Oh, sorry. Suvanar is on our island. He was always Kaea. When he
then yes.
no, but Naginda's son, Makani, is here on the island.
Oh, I don't know if it's okay, but I would love to speak with him if that's fine with you all.
He typically comes to our festivals, so he may be here this evening.
That's wonderful.
He would. I'm sure dragons are weird creatures. I'm sure he knows that his father is awake.
I hope so, and well, there may be more he wants to know about it all, but hopefully we'll have that opportunity to speak with him.
Mm-hmm. Abel, you feel something grabbing at your belt.
No.
And as one of the lounging Makuhine kind of just like chucks something in your direction, but it doesn't hit you. It hits a small otter child who had come in the door and was just like touching the designs on the tools and things on your belt, and it like he quickly like moves away and then bounds out of the room, and but you've got a lot of eyes on all of the jingle jangles on Abel's self, but mostly from the children, not necessarily from the adults.
I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah, so you might want to guard your things closely, but they kind of, the Makuhine kind of look from one to another. Iwalue, you can stay for our conversation meeting if you'd like to go with your son. And she kind of looks at Kaimana. We have an important conversation that we have to have, Kaimana. Would you like to go back to the home and see if your aunties and sisters and brothers are around?
yes, I will.
Okay. We will. I'll be home before the festival this evening, and we can talk more.
I give her a hug before we leave.
She kind of hugs you back, and then kind of ruffles your hair a little bit, and then sends you on your way out.
Nice to
Did Mom
meet
have
you.
a chance to tell us everything about the whole?
Oh, did you want to ask about that? So if you ask
Yes,
Paina,
Abel will ask what she meant by that.
Oh, okay. So Paina, as you're kind of going, will say, well, when the sun's protection came over the realm, most people can't see it, but clerics who are really tuned into the divine energies, we see it as a wall of energy that is constantly being tested by the veil. We call it the hold. But it's not like a wall that is foundational in stone. It is held by the towers. And that energy wanes and strengthens at different times, and sometimes the shadow will be closer and sometimes further. But it is inched ever closer in the last month. bulging parts of the hold in areas and directions further south and west of here.
Have you noticed any patterns in the waning of the energy and the connection with the towers?
Well, the south and west would
Oh.
be one of the towers. It still holds. It still is producing the energy that it is required to. But it just seems as if maybe in the last month that the energies from the veil have pressed harder and are looking for a weakness within to find their way through.
Interesting.
We have not had any veil attacks here, but as you've probably heard, the lizard folk who've found refuge on our island, they claim that portions of their island that were once well protected have been lost to the shadow, which has not happened for some time.
That is a disturbing fact to hear.
And why they're here.
They're safe here. We are probably around 30 or 40 miles from the closest hold spots. All right. If you have any other questions for Paena or the Makuene, or you can head out from there.
Yeah, we'll head out.
Okay. So Kaimana, you lead them out back into the bright sunlight of the afternoon as the sun is beginning its descent towards the horizon. You still probably have a few hours before sunset, and then the festival will be, of course, after sunset. And you guide them through kind of the heart. Oh, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Kaimana, can you see this energy, this hold that your mother was describing as well?
I mean, it's way over there.
Yeah, Kaimana's never been close to the veil. Like, close enough to...
It's not a place we try to go to.
Well, the energy that she described, is that something that you can see, or you've just never...
I've never been anywhere where I could see it.
Okay.
I think that might change in the near future. It sounds like we're going to be very involved with this.
All right. But you guide them through, and you kind of head through the village. You do see kind of a couple of your uncles who are older that would not be part of the Kakoa's forces, lounging in the shadows here, probably fresh from their boats for fishing for the day. There are some who are now getting ready by preparing a pit for whatever food is going to be cooked in the center of the village. There are many young Lutrinians running around, and mothers or aunties kind of guarding them and pushing them through. You don't get the impression that like every single auntie has another aunt with them, and there are 10 or 15 pups running around, and they all are interacting with them in the exact same way. It's difficult to tell what the familial structure is of any of these groups or places, as it just seems like everyone is everyone's brother and sister, and everyone is everyone's auntie and uncle or mother and father. But Kaimana, you do see Kaikane, who is probably your father, but you're never quite sure. And he is lashing together some posts to repair some of the torches around the central structure of this location here. that goes off into the village proper where your mother's house is located.
Hi, Kanye.
Kaimana.
I'm
Right?
back. Yeah.
Right, Kaimana. Welcome back. What? I mean, welcome. Did you see your mom already?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
She was mad for like 5-10 seconds, and then it was fine.
Well, I mean, that sounds like your mother.
Yeah.
So, I just, could you give me a hand with some of these? And you can kind of see like he's trying to like set up the torches, and his arm is like in a brace, and so he's struggling with one of his arms to do that. Like Kaikane would be with the Kakoa, but he's not presently, so it looks like he's suffered some kind of injury.
How did you hurt your arm?
Oh, so we were out on the north bank, and we were doing a little bit of fishing, and I pulled a pretty large tuna, but it dragged me overboard, and I hit one of the reefs and broke my arm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't want to bother the mahu to repair it, so I just kind of lashed it together, and he holds up his arm, and it's just like this bad splint job.
Can I do a either a medicine check or just cast Cure Wounds or something of that nature to fix it?
You can do a medicine check to see what would be the most useful.
Yeah, I'll make a medicine check. 20.
20. He's done a horrible job of lashing this together. And you get the impression that like this is like very typical of many of the male Lutrinians of just kind of like spitting mud and then going about your day. It's probably slightly infected and the bone hasn't been set properly.
I think we should probably look at this a little more than you have. This is not good.
Well, like, did you like? I mean, you've been gone for so long. Just like you've been studying to be a doctor, Kaimana?
Sure.
Okay. Whatever you think you can kind of do with it, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, we were horse doctors for a little bit. for a brief
Well, we don't have horses around we don't have horses on this island, so it might be really difficult. Can you work with ox?
Can we come on?
Yeah. I mean, we're
Ox
good.
is like a big horse.
We're in good territory here. We're good.
All right.
We're good.
Latrinian, small horse. We got this.
No, it's fine.
Right. So he kind of lays his arm out for you to. What would you like to do to help him?
So yeah, I'm actually gonna cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay. So that'll definitely cure him of any of the infection that he's dealing with. And so that kind of washes through him, and you immediately see the color and the tone of the wound improve. You can cure wounds him, but it may, like, since the break is not set properly, it may not knit perfectly. So if you want to set the break first before you do that.
Yeah, I will do that. That's gonna be another medicine
Go ahead, make
check,
another medicine check. Yeah.
25.
25. So like you're
This
just
is gonna hurt.
Yeah, you just he's like, what's gonna hurt? And then, like, you set the break, and then you cast Cure Wounds on him, and the energy goes through, and he kind of pulls his arm away for a second. Wait, when did you learn to do that?
Well, around.
But you're no Mahu.
I know I'm not a mom.
So
But the men don't have magical powers here.
only Mahu.
Oh my god, it's the Barbie movie. Hands.
Yes. Only I get it.
But you're not a cleric, Kaimana.
No, but I study. And I listen to nature. Nature tells me what to do.
your mother has not been keeping me informed.
Well, I was gone. There wasn't much she could do.
Oh. Well, thank you. I think that this is be able to get the work done now. I guess I should probably, the Kokoa would probably prefer me to be around with him, but I couldn't go.
Now, by the time you get there and get up with them, it'll be dark. They'll be coming back in.
Oh, so I'll just set up the torches here. Are you going to be at the festival tonight, or are you leaving
Yeah.
again?
No, I'm gonna be.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll see you then around, Kaimana.
Yeah. I will actually help him set up the rest. Of the
Okay,
torches.
cool. Yeah, like
I'll draft the rest of the ticket takers.
yeah, these are like the large ceremonial torches that go around the central portion of this section. And then he kind of sets them up. And any of you watch, like, it's Kaimana did not introduce who this person was in relationship to him. It just seems like an older relative, or maybe like a somebody that Kaimana is somewhat aware of, and this person is somewhat aware of Kaimana, who having a conversation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, Kaimana, and your friends.
Oh yeah. This is Jury. This is Abel. This is Marlo, and this is Torres.
Oh well, and he kind of reaches into a pouch and takes out 4 hibiscus flowers and hands them to each of you. Welcome to the island.
Thank you.
Put it
Thank
behind you.
Yeah.
Very kind of you. Thank you.
No,
Yeah.
Jury, the other.
What
Well,
does
I
this
mean-
ear mean? Because it might be the right one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Fucking
he's
pineapple
Christ.
on the door. What are you talking about?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Like, how do I say this? If you all wear it behind the left ear, you're spoken for.
Oh, that's really confusing for me right now. Okay.
And
Sure.
you notice like Kaikane like puts his behind his right ear, and he says, and festival nights, you really want to be very clear about whether or not you're spoken for.
Got it. I put it behind the left ear. I'm good.
And every night's a festival night.
Great for that.
Kaimana's got like at this point goes and finds a huge, not like hibiscus. This is like like something tropical and sunflower size.
Yeah.
And like puts it behind his left ear.
Yeah. Wait, here Kaimana spoke, like kind of like looking like, who is Kaimana? Like, Kaimana, who is your spoken for?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, well,
It's a secret.
I mean, maybe you take after me a little bit.
What?
What?
Sure, just put that together.
I mean, well, you're always a little worried. You're a late bloomer, so I don't know.
Is that your dad?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Kaimana's dad. Maybe.
I should have known when you got
I-
yanked into
I-
the ocean when you
I
were fishing.
think I'm Kaimana's dad.
Uh-huh.
It's difficult to tell sometimes.
But on festival
So
nights.
how does that work? Do you all not keep track of lineage, or?
Oh, it's most important that Kaimana's mother, that he knows who his mother is.
There's really no question on that one.
Yeah, that's not, yeah. Kind of no in that case.
Cool. Nice to meet you.
You as well.
I like pull Kaimon off to the side and I'm like, hey, buddy. When did you start having magical powers, friend? Was it after you left here or before?
It was like I kind of was I could kind of talk to animals and stuff before I left, but I didn't get really good till after I left.
Right. Okay. I'm just gonna
I,
clock this info. Put it away.
You never said he was my dad.
Like until now?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a question between Kaikane and a few other individuals, but whether or not Kaimana ever asked.
I to be fair, I never thought of it until now, and now it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's not a good.
As Kaimana is like having this conversation, you all watch as like Kaikane like goes over and he trips into something, and one of the torches falls, and it falls over and hits one of the other torches, and it falls, and then it goes around another torch. He's like, "It's okay, I've got it. I'll get him. You guys, you put him in the right place. You just Kaimana, you go about your day. It'll be fine."
Starting to see it.
Yeah. Are you?
There must have been something good about him for your mother to like him enough to.
I bop Abel on the head. Stop.
Fair
I'm
enough.
sure
fair
there
enough.
was something.
I can't wait to be big like him one day.
You know, buddy, it doesn't matter if you get big. You don't have to get big.
You're already
You
big
can
like
get bigger
Kaimana.
than any of us when you turn into different animals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I want to be a big Lutrinian. I'm gonna take a pineapple out, slice a pineapple out of my pocket and eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but buddy, what if you don't get any bigger? You're perfectly fine how you are right now.
Nah, I'm gonna get bigger. I just have to eat more. If you
How
eat more,
are
you
you-
get bigger. That's a fact.
How long have you been eating more?
What a question.
Buddy, Captain, friend. How about I'll carry you to the next spot. All right, come on, you keep eating.
So Kaimana,
I
you
don't know that there's a
open.
time I haven't been eating more.
Right. That's good science.
Well, it makes sense because his heart is so.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I got a big heart. The whole body will catch up one day.
Or it might not, and that would be fine. Totally fine. We'll have this conversation later.
Kaimana's a little quiet for the next like 5-10
yeah.
minutes.
But you guide them through to your mother's home, which is, of all the homes that you guys pass like small little huts where there's like single Lutrinian females there with a smattering of pups, to larger homes. The Kaimana's mother's home is one of the larger homes, being one of the matriarchs of the village, if the youngest matriarch of the village. And there are a smattering, probably 10 or 11 small Lutrinian pups here kind of wandering around. Unclear, Kaimana, whether they're like your mother's latest litter or if they are perhaps little cousins or nieces or nephews even. But as you approach, like one individual is standing out at the front of your mother's house, and she is brushing off of the front stoop. She's hanging up fresh flower leaves over the door frame. You recognize Makana, who is not necessarily like your biological sister, but is one of the ones that always treated you like brother-sister relationship. And she kind of like turns and like sets the broom down, and she looks up. That's not Kaimana.
Yeah.
Because surely Kaimana, who has been gone for 6 months, would have made like this his first stop here. I wouldn't have heard it from every running pup around that there was the weird little Lutrinian running around the village again.
Kaimana starts backing up and like he's like getting ready to start running.
Source just puts his hand on him.
Yeah.
No, she's faster than me. I need a head start.
I have always been faster than you, Kaimana. And she kind of
Kaimana
like,
starts
she
running.
like kicks her leg. She chases after you, and she tackles you from behind, but then just gives you a giant hug. She's not a clutch mate, so she's not part of your litter, but she was born around the same time to one of your aunties. And you are the same age. When you both stand back up, she is a foot taller than Kaimana.
It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you. I was just trying to get all the pups ready and washed and ready to go for the celebration tonight. You know, it takes so long, and ever
Do you
since
need help?
yeah, you're
I can help. Oh, let me see them. I'm like
Oh,
the babies.
that'd be great.
I'm already like going over
I'm
there.
like I'm right there too. Like
Yes, we're both
babies.
they're in the wash house at the back. And
Mama.
except for these, and she kind of like, she makes a big noise, and like the 5 or 6 that are running around the front, like, ah, and like they run away, and like she's like, ah, and she goes and chases after a couple and grabs them by the scruff, and then like, go, you have to get in the tub, go now.
I got this, and I mage hand them.
So you're grabbing a couple.
I mage hand
Oh,
slap
I
them.
pick up a few strag.
Mar with the high decks grabbing them,
Yes.
mage handing them.
All right.
Kaimana's struggling with one.
Yeah, one. And he's like kicking and like biting with his little fresh little teeth. She's like, they have to be freshly cleaned. It's a rule that for the spring festival, they all have to take a bath.
Come on, you catch up with your family. We'll get this handled.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, me and Mar.
This
yeah.
is no hardship for me. And I have practice with Lutrinians and tubs.
There you go.
I like babies.
Yeah. So
of approximately a similar size.
yeah. So Makana says, well, if you feel like you're good, they're around back. The only thing that's required is they have to put soap in their fur and behind their ears, and then they have to rinse off. Like that's, I mean, if you can get them to do more than that, that's great. But like that is a requirement.
Perfect.
Okay. Come on. Could you help me? I'm trying to put together a few of the potluck dishes for tonight. You can help me in the kitchen?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Are your friends good cooks too? And she kind of looks at Abel and Saurus.
Yeah.
I will help with the pups.
So Abel like goes with Marlo and Jury. Somebody
I
who
follow
can.
directions.
Well, I just need somebody to be like a sous chef who can like chop things up.
Sorry, you're out.
You need anything smushed?
I mean, there's we're gonna do making some taro root paste.
I can do that.
Okay, so we come back here. So she guides you like not into Kaimana's mother's home, but off to the side. There's a covered patio portion where there's a fire going and a stove. There are large bowls here that are filled with root, and she says she kind of points to those, and she says that needs to be pounded into the paste there, the taro root. And then Kaimana, we need to cut up all of these veggies here for the veggie dish.
Now I'm picturing like the counter is definitely adult sized.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Buddy. Get a little bucket.
But Makana like not even really drawing attention to the fact that you are shorter than she is. Kind of like without making a big production of it, grabs a stool, kicks it over right next to her so that you can step up onto it to reach the counter. As many times throughout your life, once Makana got taller than you, she helped you reach heights that you couldn't reach before. But she starts passing you some random root vegetables and as well as some mangoes and things to chop up. You can see that she's making a very traditional kind of roasted, sweet and savory dish. And she's kind of grabbing a bunch of spices and throwing them in together and mixing those up. As Saurus, go ahead and Saurus make an attack roll against the taro root.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
It doesn't stand a chance. 22.
22.
Oh my God.
So as you guys are
Big
chopping and going, yeah, you just see like suddenly just like Saurus makes very quick work of that. And just around the time you finish chopping up all the vegetables, she's like, wow, I think with time like that, we could do some plantains too. We could do some smushed plantains. If you want to grab, and she kind of points to a tree back at the back where there are fresh plantains growing. Just a bushel of those from the tree. Do you need a hat? As she's about to say, do you need a hatchet? You just run up the tree, you grab the plantains, twist them off and pull them down. And she's like, you can smash up those fruits as well. But you have to actually unwrap them, basically. Unwrap them? Unpeel them. You have to peel them.
Peel them.
You have to unwrap the bananas.
You don't unpeel it
Yes.
either.
Yep. You have to peel the plantains, and then you can mash those as well into a paste. But while this cooking is happening, Kaimana, do you want to talk to Makana at all or ask any questions to her?
How have things been since I?
That's been a little weird. Your mom's been really focused on the makuhine. There's, the last litter of pups is kind of coming up, and I think I started teaching them. I'm doing the teaching stuff now.
You're teaching the pups now?
Yeah, I mean, Kaimana, we're both adults now. We've got to start doing the things like that.
Yeah. Wow.
We turn 12 tomorrow.
You really?
Yeah. It's always on the day of the
What's your
big,
birthday?
the spring wave competition. Is your birthday? Remember?
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't thought of.
Well, what have you been doing for the last 6 months that you forgot about your birthday?
I've been through a lot. Okay, like I've got like a ship. I've got a crew. I've got like 3 or 4 of Taurus's brothers and sisters who like think I'm their dad, but that's not. But I am. It's like here, but different.
Hmm.
No, it's
So you went beyond the reef?
yeah. I got washed beyond the reef, and by the time I woke up, it was easier to go one way than back. So I just went together.
Wow. Probably seen more of the world than almost any Luchanian except for Kit.
We ran into Kit, didn't we?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
killed Kit, I think.
I think we handed him over to the authorities.
Oh, you did. You
Yeah.
handed. Yeah, that's right. You arrested Kit.
we
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
We arrested him.
We fought Captain Kit. We won.
You fought like the squall of the seas?
Nah, he's more of a breeze, but
Kaimana took his ship,
That's impressive.
thank you.
and then he sold it for lots of money because he already had his own ship.
Wow.
You should come down and see it.
I think once we get all this done, I'd love to see it. Maybe tomorrow before the wave competition.
Yeah, bring all of your students.
Oh, there's so many of them, and they're quite destructive.
Bring your best students.
Okay, we'll do a little field trip down to the wharf. All right. Meanwhile, in the back,
God.
so Marlo, Abel, and Jury, you come around with your 4 or 5 or 6 pups that you were wrangling.
Sure.
You come around to the back of this, and there is when you heard tub, this is a small pool size, like an above ground pool. And it is currently overflowing with water because the tap, which is centered above it, is just on. And there are no fewer than 30 pups diving in and out of this water and running around and hitting each other with their wet cloth belts, which they've taken off, and are just hitting each other with them. There's no soap anywhere to be seen. Yeah.
I'm gonna go turn the tap off and then clap my hands and be like, all right, listen up.
Okay. So you go and turn off the tap and you clap. Go ahead and make a let's see, an intimidation check to see if they're going to be intimidated by the presence of this individual.
Can I use dancing lights to put some kind of light behind Mar, like red light?
Sure, you can roll intimidation with advantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before
Good.
they headed back, Josh, I would have remembered to give them the rub-a-dub-dub stone,
Okay.
like that magic item that I got way back when.
Yes, that cleans them if they just say the right words.
The cleaning stone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you
Okay.
tell them what the magic word is.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
The magic word is rub-a-dub-dub.
Rub-a-dub-dub. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So in addition to like soap, which you have to find because the pups have hidden it, you have to find the soap. You also have the rub-a-dub stone. Mm-hmm. All right. What was your
I got a
intimidation?
dirty 20.
A dirty 20. So immediately, like 20 otter heads that had just been like bouncing around or whatever, just like pop up in the water and look at you. And then kind of like slowly kind of swim back a little bit in the water until there's just one little otter who's left all alone at the front. And he like turns around and like suddenly realizes that everyone abandoned him. He's like, no, I'm gonna be eaten by the scary ladies. What's going on?
No, I'm not going to eat you. My name's Ma. This is Chiri and Abel. We are in charge.
Hey, you got really shiny things. Can I see your shiny things? And he like bounds over to the side and he's like looking
One
at
moment. You have to listen to the nice
What
lady
is the
with large
instrument?
hat.
Is that an instrument on your back? Can I see the instrument on your back?
I pick up this unruly little one.
He's like, he like is just dangling from you.
By the
And
scruff.
it could be dripping wet, I'm sure.
And,
All right, and I
and
just,
like
position
has like
him so
new
he's, like,
kid
here.
smell, but like is like the Lutridian version of like wet kid smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely needs a bath.
Yes. All right. Here's the thing. We're in charge of making sure all of you are clean tonight before the festival.
Oh man.
I know it's devastating. It is very hard. But we can do this very quickly. And then what do we get to do? Go play and do whatever we want.
So there's a lot of us. And I
Yes.
just saying, like, we could really cooperate better if you could guarantee that we could get some dried fruits.
I will do my best to ensure that you get one piece each of dried fruit.
You hear like a small squeaky voice from the back. I think 2 is reasonable.
Oh, you drive a hard bargain. 2 it is.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
And you
Okay.
tell that Jace babysits.
This is me dealing with children on a regular basis.
Yeah.
All right, the first one was an at 1, which is unfortunate, but the second one is a. Fuck is my persuasion? I guess just straight. 14.
14. So he's like, okay, well, just a dunk in the water then, and then 2 dried fruits.
No,
Soap, there must be
a
soap
dunk
as
in the
well.
water and soap.
One kind of like pops up and next to Abel and just goes, that means you have to find it.
Have an idea. How about the little Otterkin that gets the soapiest gets a cool little trinket off of my belt, and I'll reach in
He's good.
and I'll find just a little nut, a shiny little nut, and whoever gets the soapiest.
I'm gonna
gets
leave it to Abel.
this
Take a bigger
reward.
one. They would swallow that. They're going to swallow it.
I can wear it like a little ring. It'll be like a little ring. They can wear.
Abel, look how little they are. That is a choking
Okay.
hazard.
It's a joking hazard.
I'll find something that's not
Sure.
too small to where they will choke on it,
Mhm.
and then I'll use my magical tinkering and put a little holographic image of the giant cuttlefish into it. So I'll tap it and put the little image in it, and then it'll like be a little hologram. So whoever gets this soapiest gets this cool trinket with our favorite cuttlefish on it.
As Abel is talking, the moment he like steps up to the tub and they can get a clearer view of all the dangling.
I don't wanna get too close up.
You're watching Abel talk, and it's just like a swarm of otters slowly moving towards that side of the tub as 25 little otter heads are just like staring like bright-eyed at all of the things that are on Abel. And you see one otter just like jumps out of the tub and goes like dives into some bushes at the back and then comes forward with just like bars and bars of soap that they had hidden away from Makana in the back, and like starts chucking it into the water, and they start all just like rubbing and putting soap on themselves to see who can get the soapiest. And the one that you're holding, Marlo, is like, put me down. I want to get really soapy. I want
Calm down.
it.
Yeah, and then you're going to get very sick.
He's
There you
doing
go.
that thing where he's like wrapping his legs up and like trying to like free himself from your grasp.
Yeah.
All right, you drop him in the water.
And the whole time I'm just like encouraging. Oh yes, great job.
I'll
Behind
play
the
him
ears.
I'll
Yep.
play him a little
Yep.
song.
Oh,
Little
nice.
song while they're doing it.
Make a
Little
performance.
bath time melody.
Make a performance check.
Oh, hold on, that's a lot.
You're the one.
This is overkill for children.
So much
I rolled a
fun.
32.
What is the
Holy
what is
shit.
what's the song that Jury plays for their bath time?
It's the
Little
equivalent
Becky
of
song.
the Wiggles. Like, it is a Wiggles-esque children's number.
Oh, they have a bath time one. I know they
It's
do.
Miss Rachel.
Yeah,
Talking about
it's
baths.
some kind of very like Jury starts to sing the lyrics and then they're kind of embarrassing, and he's like, it like trails off a little bit.
So in the meantime, the amount of soaping that is occurring is turning this tub into like when you accidentally put like dishwashing liquid in the dishwasher instead of dishwasher liquid. And so there's just like foaming soap rising up and falling over the tub. And it's like going off to the back, where the back of this kind of leans over to a small cliff that kind of goes over into houses below. And you can just like suddenly you like hear people like protesting in the house
Can
below.
I do control water to like put it all and keep it like all in the tub?
Yeah. So you use control water, and all of the suds kind of like rise up, and like they're like, she's got magic. like there's just heads popping out of the soap. Can you make shapes out of it?
Sure.
Oh, please do.
I make a little a little clam, and then I make a little fish. I'll just do different oceanic creatures
Yeah.
that I know of.
They're like washing themselves and like watching it. It's like a show, like as they're going. And then finally, like one of them like stands up on the side of the rim of the tub, and he just looks like the Michelin Man. Like he's so covered in soap. And he's just like, I think I win the competition. How do we know if we won the competition or not?
Well, let's all judge.
Okay.
So come one by one, and everyone vote. Who do you think is the soapiest?
So 25 otterkin line up on the edge of the tub. And you have
And whoever
range.
doesn't-
Yeah, go ahead.
Whoever we don't wash the soap off, I just tell Mar like we could just use the rubber dub stone and get the rest of the soap off if they don't wash themselves well.
Yeah. For the most part, they've done a really good job of washing themselves. The Michelin Man one is clearly the soapiest. You do have one who's standing at the back, who the only place that he has soap is currently like on the back of his neck, because he knows that his mom will get him if his back of his neck is dirty. But there's literally soap has touched no other part of this otter.
I'm gonna go over to that one while Abel's lining them all up, and I'm gonna go, hey, little man, just the neck?
Well, sometimes like the mom, my mom will just like throw a shoe at me if I'm not like my neck is dirty. But
Right.
I've been working on this a long time, and I don't want to lose it. And he's kind of pointing at like the dirt in his fur and like.
Well, so here's the thing. I think that you would look really cool with a really shiny coat. Not a dirty one, a really shiny, clean one.
I've got a weird fur though.
What do you mean?
He kind of like pulls the soap off of his neck, and you can see that where he's washed his neck, that this is an albino otter.
Oh, little buddy.
But he's so dirty that he doesn't look albino.
I'm gonna go. You know who you
You're so
remind me
unique.
of? I have a really cool friend who is giant and has white fur just like you. And he keeps it really, really clean. And it looks so cool.
I'm the only one like this in the whole village.
Well, my friend is kind of the one of the only ones of his type too, but I bet he'd be really excited to meet you.
Okay.
Besides, sometimes it's cool to be the only one.
Do I still get fruit?
I will lean very close and whisper, I'll get you 3 pieces of fruit if you wash yourself and don't tell anyone else I've done this.
You go, okay, we'll do a pinky promise on that one.
Yes.
And he kind of
What's your name, little one?
my name is Poloni.
Poloni.
Mhm.
Well, I'm excited to see how cool your fur coat is going to look when you're all clean.
Okay. Kind of, he like goes, I'm not going to win that other competition, but I got 3 pieces of fruit, which is better than any kind of shiny objects.
It is. I agree.
And he kind of jumps back in the water, and you see him like actively cleaning himself. And just where like he is washing himself, the soap takes on a very brown color, and there's just a spread of brown in the tub where he is.
This horrible.
That'll smell horrible.
But he like finally like pops up, and he's a fully white, except for just a few splotches of tannish, like really like off-white tannish coloring. In certain splotches, but for the most part, he is a fully albino otter.
I'm going to ooh and ah as more of his fur is revealed and like applaud him on. So.
He is excited and like he kind of like pops up and he's like a little puffball from being actually clean.
Oh, a little puffball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna prestidigitate them dry.
Okay.
So this is gonna take no time.
Meanwhile, Abel, did you choose the Michelin Man one as the winner?
If he is this obvious, he wins the competition.
Okay. So the moment you acknowledge that, literally all of them go, man, I think that we should all get shiny things in addition to the fruits, or we won't rinse off.
I will not be. I would not be blackmailed by children. You will do as you are told and stick to the deal we have made.
That's your mama, right?
Falling apart.
This shit ain't gonna work.
Abel, make a intimidation check with disadvantage because you're
Jory's
facing
laughing at you.
and you've got 25 otterkins who are facing off against you here.
Oh, nothing a child hates more than pulling the authority card.
I'm sorry, I
And
sent.
you're male in a matrilineal society.
Yeah, I had to send it to you because I decided for one of them to be because when I was like looking at random pictures of otters, I found this picture of this albino otter pup, and I was like, one, his name is gonna be
11.
Poloni because that means chubby,
And a 9.
and 2, he is going to be a albino.
I'm gonna cry. That's so cute.
So
Yeah.
cute. I've never seen one.
I've never
They're
seen one.
Yeah.
adorable.
Cute as
He's
shit.
so cute.
Oh my god.
What an 11 and a 9.
Oh no.
An 11.
11.
It's a plus 2 to
So
intimidation, right?
about half of them go, oh man, adults are no fun. And they like jump into the water and finish kind of cleaning themselves off. But there's like 3 that are just standing there that are just like, I know that Makana told you all to come back here and wash us. And she'll be real disappointed if we happen to get dirty again.
Well, the mean lady over there who yelled at you before, she loves to spank little children. So I would get in the water if I were you.
I like put a hand on Abel and I'm like, hey Abel, how about we tag out? Here, hold the dulcimer. Go take a walk.
No,
How about you go fry that fruit?
if you think you can do better, then you go right
you,
ahead.
you go find that dried fruit we need, huh, buddy? Okay. Hi guys.
I'll make sure these 3 get the smallest pieces.
Abel's
Abel's
spiteful towards children.
Abel. You can tell he's an only child, can't you, kids? Anyway.
What is
I would
an
have never
old,
talked back to my elders.
What's an only child?
Interesting. So anyway, what
Abel's nemesis are 3 otter children.
I will not be
Very
disrespected.
rude little otterkins.
Yep.
It was just immediately going aggro on the fucking It's so fucking funny. Holy shit. I'm like, look, I also can do magic, and I can make a picture appear of anything you want to see. So who wants to go first?
Okay. I would like to see shiny objects in my palm so that I can finish the bath.
Okay, we're doing it the hard way. I put them to sleep.
Oh, well, they definitely have less than 25 hit points between them, so they all fall asleep.
Jerry's also an only child and does not want to deal with this.
All three of them just go and like fall back into the bath.
Yeah,
and
Mar's
like,
the only one who grew up with a sibling, and Mar was a younger sibling who knows how to talk to a younger sibling.
They immediately are all like floating on their backs, like in the pool of water.
Just gonna mage hand them clean.
Okay. All right.
Set them up, prestidigitate them.
All right.
And I go, see, Abel, that's how you do it. It's easy. Hand me my dulcimer.
I think that's illegal.
Mar comes back from dealing with Poloni is like, what happened?
Oh, they're just taking a little nap. They had
Not my doing. Not my doing.
They're all tuckered out.
you know
what?
kids run
No,
around.
I want plausible deniability. I don't want to know.
Perfect. I'm glad we're all on the same page here.
All
Don't
right.
wake up soon.
As soon as Jury drops concentration, like,
Sure. At some point.
Jury
It's
wants
like
to
10
drop
minutes
concentration.
probably.
That's
Yeah,
Well, he
got me
wants
crying.
to.
I'm laughing so hard.
yeah. Oh
Shit
Lord.
is so stupid.
Like Abel and Jury should
That is the
never
equivalent
have
of
children.
being, of the parent giving the kid Benadryl when they're
Yeah, Nate,
acting
this is a night
Exactly.
Here,
wake
have,
up-
some,
man.
have some whiskey.
Have some whiskey on your gums.
on your binky.
Yeah.
They wake up a minute later because that's how long it
Lord.
lasts.
Okay.
No. Do we know the side effects of casting magic on small Ottocan
They
children?
just wake
Is it
up.
A long last.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Literally
Um,
fine.
But eventually
I'm just messing with you.
you've got 25 fluffy, shiny, clean otter pups outside, and like there are 3 or 4 that are immediately trying to do the thing that like where they're gonna go roll in the dirt. So you gotta like kind of restrain them and stop them. But for the most part,
you got Kaimana's harness.
We can make as many as we want with the crayons.
for the most part, they are held in thrall with the promise
Forgot about
of dried fruit. And there's one that now has the object that keeps touching, and like Duke pops up and then like goes away, and then Duke pops up and then goes away. And then when other ones try to grab it, he like hides it into his pocket. No, I was the cleanest. I'm special. I get to keep this one. But you've managed your job. You just have to guide them all up to Makana, who's up with Kaimana and Saurus.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna pick up Poloni because I don't trust him not to change his mind and run off and go in a mud pile or something.
Yeah. He kind of curls up, and then he climbs up your arm and then like sits on your shoulder and just kind of holds on to your collar with his hat and is just like dangling his little feet next to your face as he's sitting in his shoulder.
At least they're clean
I reach
now.
up and put my hat on him, and I know it's just too big.
It just
for him, but I give
swallows
it to
him. Yeah, and like all the other ones are like, why does Polani get so much special treatment? Like that's not fair. We want to climb on you too.
Okay.
Oh God. Let's see. So of the 25, Mar, there is a moment where there are a full 12 Otterkin just like
I'm
climbing
strong enough
on
to
you
handle
and
that.
like
That's Mars living for this because Mars like, oh fuck yeah, I would have been crushed under this weight a week ago.
you're like swinging from your arms and like wrapped around your leg, and you're just kind of like walking with them all, but with Poloni sitting on your shoulder with your hat on, like feeling like
Yeah.
a chieftain in this moment.
And eventually one of them discovers the squirrel in my pocket.
Yeah, Thistle's just like popping up, and just like at the moment one gets close, he like draws back down, and like, what is this? Like little Kaimanas that are running around everywhere. All right, but you make your way up to the front, and then Makana kind of turns around as she's pulling dishes out of the stove, and she kind of says, like, looks and she goes, "Well, aren't all of you clean and bright? What did you promise them to make this happen?"
We just reasoned with them.
2 pieces of dried fruit each.
Oh,
Yeah, there's fruit
okay.
involved. Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. It is a festival day. Here, and she kind of goes to the tallest cabinet in this kitchen space and grabs a container off the top.
There's like claw marks all up.
Yeah,
the kitchen
all over
counter.
And you can tell that like she has greased the side of this cabinet so that any like the claw marks go up to a certain point and then they just slide back down. And she like hands over to you, Marlo, and when you remove the top, there's just a smattering of dried mangoes and pineapples and other kind of fruits here. And she says, all right. It was very nice of Kaimana's friends to offer you dried fruit. Remember, 2 pieces of fruit each only. How many is that? And you see like most of them hold up 2 fingers, but you see one of them goes, and she goes, no, that is not right, Kailani. How many is 2? And Kailani goes down to 2. And so then they all hold out their palm and are waiting for their 2 pieces of dried fruit from you, Marlo.
Yeah, I give them all 2 pieces, and then can I do sleight of hand to see if my special
Yes.
boy who's 3?
Yep, go ahead and make a sleight of hand for Polani.
Wow, this is a stupid amount for what I'm doing.
He actually thinks he gets 2 at first. It's so smooth.
It's 25.
25 is your sleight of hand?
wait,
Okay. And so, yep. So, and he like plays along with you enough that he, as you hand him 2, he like carefully drops the 3rd one into his pocket. And so it's hidden
that's my
away.
boy.
And then he's like, he quickly eats the other pieces.
Cool.
He's like, I don't know your name really. I forgot it. There's a lot of you and there's a lot of things to remember, but you're my favorite person that I've ever met.
Source comes around the corner.
You're my favorite person I've ever met.
And then he kind of sees Source. Is that the friend you were talking about?
That's my friend. Yeah, this is Source. Source, this is Poloni. And I was telling him while he was getting clean all about how I have a friend with a very cool white fur coat as well.
Which is now purple up to like
Yeah.
biceps
His arms
from
are,
punching
but-
all the terror.
Yeah. Taro root dye.
But he's dressed in all white,
Yeah.
so
He's like, he kind of looks, he's like, you're like, oh, you're all white under all that too?
yes, there's a little bit of black on one of my arms, but
Oh.
but
All right,
Do you have
Source,
the
there's a
eyes
tub.
like mine too?
my eyes are different.
Oh, okay. Because he has like the kind of the reddish tint to his eyes. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really cool. Do you think am I going to be as big as you one day? Do we all get that big?
I don't know. You're the first one of you that I've met, so I don't know how big you could get.
Wow.
I didn't expect to get this big.
He looks down at Kailani and goes, see that, Kailani? I'm going to be like that one day. I'm going to be really big. And just because my fur is white doesn't mean that I'm weird.
Oh,
I
When
give
I
him
was-
a little pat on the head.
When I started out, I was only this big.
I'm only that big.
Who knows?
Wow. I think I can be set down now. I feel better about standing on my own.
Good. I'm very proud of you. My name is Ma, by the way, because I know you forgot it.
Mar. Mar. That's like the ocean. Mar.
It is like the ocean.
Okay. And so he kind of climbs down and like joins the others, and the others are like not mean to Polani, but they're definitely like touching his fur and like looking at it in the way that children do when they notice differences. But Makana is like, all right.
I will walk over and sit down in the middle of them and hold my arms out.
All right, and they all start swinging and doing things like that. And Makana, just like with her back to all of them, just says, "Playtime is okay as long as no one gets dirty." And
I
they're all
start
like,
juggling them.
they're like very carefully like staying out of the dirty patches. Right. But as the sun begins to set in the horizon, Makana is telling you like, we have to move all this stuff over to the festival for this evening. If you guys don't mind helping me move some of these things. And then we can head over to the story festival.
Sure.
All right. And so with your first,
We set up the magic carpet so it can
perfect.
float along on that.
Oh, you
forgot
could probably put all 25 of these
Wait.
otter children on that
Little otters on a booster
them on the
pack.
magic carpet.
Oh my God.
they're definitely not gonna pass the weight limit on that.
Oh my
so
god, this is the best day ever.
Who wants to drive it? Jury or Mar?
I feel like Kaimana should. That'd be the cutest thing
Yeah,
I've
I'll
ever seen
like
in my entire
to.
life.
Okay.
Holy shit.
so Kaimana, you pop onto the magic carpet along with 25 otterkin.
God, the sheer chaos.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the rest of you help Makana carry over these large bowls of dishes that she has prepared. And you start making your way back towards the center of the town and the community for the Spring Story Festival. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
I see
Amazing.
Kaimana flying like this far off the ground with it. Just
All the
Yeah.
little eyes.
It's literally the magic carpet ride at Disney World. It's like this high off the ground.
I love that. Incredible.
oh my god, that moment of
That's
Mar
adorable.
and Jury parenting.
It's like
Oh,
I mean,
so funny.
Abel and Jury parenting.
Well, just Mar being perfect because she had a sibling.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Abel
Mhm.
threatening the children,
Well-
and then Jury puts up with them for 2 seconds, and then he's like, "Okay, now I'm putting this."
of all the communities to have grown up to as well, like Veltland is very much like everybody knows everybody. It's a small community. Yeah.
Feudal town,
Yeah.
so it's a bit more similar to this than what
Yeah.
you guys grew
Meanwhile,
up in.
Abel's mom is like, "Oh, you had a fit at the grocery store? We're never going to the grocery store ever again." Like,
No.
congrats, you've been banned from the grocery store. Like, enjoy your room. Like, I can just see it.
No.
Abel, McDonald's.
I can't remember if we made this joke.
I
before,
did. I
but,
gotta find it. Hold on, I made it forever ago.
I was gonna say,
Lemon tree.
Abel's mom is the one who told him that the ice cream truck makes noise when it's out of ice cream.
Oh,
Horrible.
Wow.
Little child.
so
Oh no. Orisha's just
That is-
overprotective. It's
I saw a TikTok the other day where it was a teenager coming to terms with the lie that every parent tells their child, which is that it is illegal to turn on your
Yes.
overhead
Oh,
light
yeah.
while driving in the
Yes.
car. And they were full grown, like 40-year-old adults being like, I'm just now learning something.
Yep.
Why did everyone's parents tell them that?
So
I
we
don't
wouldn't
know,
do
we
it.
all got it.
Because otherwise we would have been just back there going boop, boop,
Yep.
boop. Yep. Oh man.
amazing.
Well,
We might have not blinded ourselves trying to look at a Game Boy screen, like in the pitch black.
No.
There is no hope there.
oh man, when you could get the little light that plugged into your Game Boy and drained your battery 7,000
Yes,
times
that was
faster,
great.
game changer. Yeah.
100%. And it looked horrible.
It did. Yep.
It
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
god
There's
awful.
nothing good
Yeah,
about
that's
it. Yep. All right.
My friend had the
reading
magnifying.
Glad to
books
have it.
under the covers with the flashlight.
Yes.
All right, gamers.
But
All
we will
right.
pick up with
Better.
more Lutrinians
Okay,
next
true
week. Feel better,
believers.
Jace.
Bye.
Bye.